She had a great time on the slide when they went on the math. 2 plus 2 equals 573.1 and 2 halves. 嗨，大家晚上好。今天这个视频呢，有没有吓一跳？今天这个视频呢是一期时声，然后我今天买了一本书，特别可爱，叫做《Mr.MEN Go to School》。我一说话，我嗓子就有点痒，所以说一会儿可能有的就是声音它不会很，就是会有点奇怪。我有点想咳嗽，我咳了1个月了，我吃了药，但是还是没有好。那如果感兴趣的话，就继续看下去吧。希望你们会喜欢这个视频。Mr.MEN go to school. Little Miss Tiny was very excited. It was her first day at school. She was so excited. She woke up extra early, and she got to school so early that it was not even open when she arrived. The only other person there was Little Miss Late, but she was not early. She was late. A whole turn late. When everyone else got there, they had to hang their bags on their pegs. Mr. Muddle's bag was so heavy that it bent his pack. And why was it so heavy? Mr. Muddle had brought a sack full of rocks to school. A rucksack rather than a rucksack. What a mothy old muddle he is. Little Miss Tiny was looking forward to learning lots of new things at school. Her teacher was Little Miss Sunshine. Little Miss Tiny gave her an apple. But before Little Miss Sunshine could say thank you, Mr. Greedy had gobbled it up. In one bite, crunch. Little Miss Tiny had learned her first lesson of the day. Don't leave food within Mr. Greedy's reach. The first proper lesson of the day was writing. Little Miss Tiny very carefully copied the letters. Little Miss Sunshine had writing on the board, unlike Mr. Messy. And then it was story time, read by Little Miss Chatterbox, who knew how to make a short story long. Very, very, very long. Little Miss Tiny was rather glad to escape out into the playground at break time. She had a great time on the slide, and in the sandpit she made a friend, Mr. Small. He was almost the same size as Mr. Greedy's neck. And then it was painting time. Little Miss Sunshine asked them to paint their favorite thing. Little Miss Tiny painted a daisy. Little Miss Dotty painted lots of dots. Mr. Topsy-Turvy painted his cat. And Mr. Greedy painted a sausage. Little Miss Tiny was very happy at lunchtime. She got a seat next to Mr. Small. They had a tiny portion and a small portion to eat. Half a sausage and 5 pieces each. After lunch, it was show and tell. Little Miss Naughty had brought her rubber spider. Little Miss Bossy, the headmistress, was not happy, not at all happy. Little Miss Tiny was very happy when they went on the math. Little Miss Sunshine had written a sum on the board. What is 2 plus 2? she asked. Little Miss Tiny was about to answer 4, but someone answered before her. 2 plus 2 equals 573.1 and 2 halves, cried Mr. Wrong. Oh dear, when Mr. Wrong gets something wrong, he gets it really, really wrong. And then it was time for games. Mr. Silly was their PE teacher. Nobody could work out what sport they were supposed to be playing. But it was great fun. Little Miss Tiny was rather sad when the bell rang for the end of school. And that night, as she lay in bed, she remembered all the fun things she had done that day. And the next day, she remembered something else. She remembered to take 2 apples to school, 1 for her teacher, and 1 for Mr. Grady Crunch. 嘿，你是最棒的，你是最棒的。晚安。拜拜，希望你们会喜欢这个视频。